Bodner. Bodner, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So with the way the bench has been struggling, do you feel any inclination to adjust your rotations at all, maybe give them a little more ball handling, or are you going to let them play through it?
I did. Joel started the fourth quarter with the bench, so it's not a matter of ball handling. Again, listen, we got to score more, but the team just shot 61% against us. So honestly, offense is the last thing I'm thinking about right now. An average team shouldn't shoot 61%. This is a good team. They shouldn't be close. I mean, we got to be better defensively first, and then we'll fix the ball movement.
Next is Kai Carlin.
Hey, Coach. I guess just to kind of really talk about the defense, what do you think just really went wrong? Do you think maybe the team? You think?
No, listen, give them credit. I thought they ran good stuff. Chris Paul is terrific, but I just thought they dribble penetration, especially in the first half. They went downhill on everything, just over and over again, collapsing our defense, and that created all the ball movement and all the stuff that they got. But we just didn't have the ability to stay square for the most part. Booker makes tough shots, and you'll always live with those. I thought overall Ben did a pretty good job, especially in the first half on him. The times Booker scored for the most part was when Ben was off of him and someone switches. But the dribble penetration, it's funny. The first quarter, the first 8 minutes, I thought defensively we were pretty good. And then right when we went to the bench is when our defense struggled. That's why I'm not really focused on the offensive end right now. I'm focused more on the defensive end.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll go to Kyle and then Mark. Kyle, you go ahead.
So, Doc, you brought up Ben in the first half on Devin Booker. I guess, what was the difference, aside from the tough shot making, between the first half and the second half? Because it did feel like he got going a little bit.
Yeah.
Those switches.
Yeah, but I thought the switches and the downhill drives where Ben was in help, like if you don't control the ball and you have any type of defense that's a good help defense, you're going to give the other guys room. And I thought what Chris Paul did a great job of getting in the paint. Payne got in the paint, and that created the trigger effect of switching or rotation. So give them credit. I thought they went to that and found that, and they took advantage of it. And then once Booker gets going, just like any great player, it's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, and when you have two guys like Booker and Chris Paul, both of whom can kill you from mid-range, how does that stress Joel? There are a couple plays where lobs are just going over his head, and he's got to pick between two bad options.
Yeah, well, the first option is stopping the dribble, but the first option is getting into the ball. To me, we didn't do that. We don't mind mid-range shots. Like, mid-range shots won't kill you overall if that's all they're taking. What we didn't like is the mid-range shots led to threes and dunks. Again, a contested two is not a bad shot in our league. Uncontested dunk and uncontested threes are very difficult shots, and I thought we gave up too many of those tonight.
Thanks, Doc.
I'm going to take these three more. Mark Narducci, then David Melandri. Mark, go ahead.
Doc, I know you're concentrating on the defensive end, but the offense also seems to struggle in the half-court offense if Joel can't bail you out. Are there any concerns about that?
No, because I actually thought we ran pretty good offense with Tobias, too. Mark, we shot 52% tonight. Wasn't a lot of transition baskets. So there are times down the stretch, we turned the ball over, didn't make good plays. But I'm not concerned about our half-court offense with our starters. Let me put it that way. I'm concerned when we sub out right now with any offense. But again, tonight was more of a defensive night.
Thank you.
It's going to be David Melandri, and then last one is Keith. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how would you assess the way how Ben Simmons looked in the first half, the way how aggressive he was? And secondly, how would you assess how your team has handled everything so far, dealing with all the different protocols and just overall with how everything's going with the league so far?
Yeah, I guess I'll answer the first. I thought Ben was terrific, overall in the game. I thought he was aggressive when he needed to be. He was a passer when he needed to be. I wasn't happy with us as a team tonight as far as execution out of timeouts, something we've been very good at. As far as the protocols, they are what they are. Afternoon games are really difficult. You have to make a choice from a coaching perspective. Do you walk through stuff, or do you give your guys an extra hour of sleep? And, because we chose sleep today because we got in at 4 a.m. the night before. But they still, they have to get up at 7 or whatever, I think today testing between 7 and 8:15, just so the test can make it to the arena if it's a 1 o'clock game. That's not normal for any team, but I'm assuming Phoenix had to do the same thing. So, those things we all are dealing with, the entire league. I think the players overall, they're handling it. There's been so many changes. One day I don't have to wear a mask. The next day I have to keep my mask and I can pull it down. The next day you can pull it down to a 1/4 inch. I mean, I don't know what the hell the rules are, but all the mask rules keep changing like every 2 weeks. And I think for the players, that has been very difficult, and for the coaches as well.
The last one's gonna be Keith Pompey.
Yeah, Doc, you kind of touched on it a little bit when you talked about offensively, with the second unit. It just seems like tonight y'all lost a lot when you didn't have your starters in there. There was a point in the first half where you had all 5 of your backups in, and it seems like you guys lost a lot of momentum at that point of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, but that's a fact. And even when we changed the rotation, it's still, bottom line is we got to do better. The bench hasn't been bad this year, but they've been bad lately. Probably going back about 5 games, in my opinion. So it's a long season, Keith. I don't ever overreact to a couple of games, but you still have to be better offensively, and that will help your defense a little bit. But if you're going to be bad offensively, you got to be great defensively. And right now, that group has been bad on both, and so that's something we have to address.
And I guess it's like you said, it's a long season. I mean, it's not the playoffs where you reduce your rotation and you play a lot of guys. So it's just one of those things. Do you just have to weather the storm, so to speak?
Yeah. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not over going in and panicking and go watch. I don't think anybody on our staff is, but you still want them to play better. And what you want them to do is see the importance of single possessions. Because that's playoff basketball, and that helps me know who should play in the playoffs as well. So, that's why I don't overdo when you, this point in the season, you have 4 and 5 guys in off your bench. It's just to get through the season. You would never do that in a playoff game. That's why I don't really give it that much thought. But I don't want to lose leads with whatever we have on the floor, and that's what we're doing right now.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah.